Are you thinking about moving to Phoenix, Arizona? Well, in today's video, I'm going to take you on a neighborhood tour of the Ahwatukee neighborhood here in Phoenix, and we're going to get right into it right now. Well, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Phoenix, Arizona, then tap the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you can be the first to know about the current market here in Phoenix. Hi guys, my name is Mark Melendez and I'm a real estate professional here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I highlight some of the most amazing communities of Phoenix. So if you're thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, then let's chat. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call with me. All of my information is in the description below. Well guys, just like I said in the intro, we are going to take a neighborhood tour of the Ahwatukee community. But before we do that, I wanted to show you one of the market centers here in the Ahwatukee area. Now, Ahwatukee is not a city, but it is a neighborhood of Phoenix, and it has some great communities, some great subdivisions in that neighborhood, and there's also some great shopping and dining. So I'm in one of the biggest market centers here in this area, and as you can see, there's a AMC movie theaters, there's a Home Goods, there's a Big Lots, there's an Office Max, there's a Ross. If you cross the road right over here, which is 48th Street, you're gonna have Burlington, you're gonna have Marshalls, you're gonna have a Sprouts grocery store, you're going to have a Five Below, you're gonna have a PetSmart. So there's so much things going on in this area. Now, if you look behind me, there's gonna be some restaurants right over here. Modern Market, Snooze, Noodle Company. Over there, there's a Pita Jungle, there's a Chiba Hut. So there's a lot going on in this area. There's a lot of places that you can eat and a lot of places that you can shop, and that's not the extent of it. Over here, I've got an Einstein's Bagels. I got a Five Guys Burgers. Across the road over here, there's gonna be a Target over there. There's gonna be a Salad and Go if you want something healthy. There's a lot going on. I've got Mountainside Fitness over here on this side of the road. So in this portion, which is the eastern portion of the Ahwatukee area, we're bordered by the I-10. So you got the I-10 highway right here, and then this is where Ahwatukee starts. So everything kind of flows in that direction going farther west. And then you're gonna find some great communities. There'll be some apartments if you're looking for an apartment. There's 55 plus communities if you need a 55 plus. There's some in this area as well. There's a golf course attached to the 55 plus down the street over there. So there's a lot going on in this area. Let's jump right into the tour. Okay guys, here we are at our first property on the tour today. Thank you for joining me today. So what I have behind me today is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,501 square foot home. A home that was built in 1994, and this one's selling for $475,000. So this one's a really nice home in a great community. It actually backs up to the mountain here in this portion of Ahwatukee. So the home is facing east, and directly behind the home is west. So in the morning, you're going to get morning sunshine on the front of the home, and at the end of the day, as the sun is setting, you're going to have shade from the mountain that's directly behind you. So I think that's a plus and should help with the utility bills. Now this home has gone through some upgrades, flooring in 2022, AC in 2016, and bathrooms in 2014. So there's a lot of nice improvements in this home for a home that was built in the mid 90s. Now the HOA is $205 semi-annually, so that's a pretty reasonable HOA. It's not too crazy by any means at all. Last year, property taxes were about $1,950, so that's a pretty good, property tax rate as well. Now we all know that property taxes are assessed by the value of the home, and as values increase, you should expect your tax assessment to increase as well. All right guys, let's go cruise around the block so you can get an idea of what the block looks like. Let's go. Okay guys, here we are at the listing. Now before we get into the details, if you could please hit that subscribe button, that would be amazing. It would help me out so much with the YouTube algorithm and finding people just like you that are looking for similar content. Okay, enough of that. Let's jump into the details of this home right here. So it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,900 square foot home that was built in 1990. This one is selling for $529,900. It's sitting on a corner lot here in this community. So there's absolute privacy. You have one neighbor behind you. You have one neighbor to the west of you. So really good privacy on that. It's corner lot. It's a decent sized lot. It's not a huge lot by any means. It's about 5,600 square foot. The HOA in the community is about $60 quarterly. So it's a very reasonable HOA. Last year's annual taxes on this property were at $2,800 for the year. So the taxes are extremely low. So this one's in a really great community. It's about a couple of blocks away from Chandler Boulevard, which is one of the main drags right here in the Ahwatukee area. There's one of the Phoenix public libraries right on that corner. There are the essentials like groceries. You got Fry's and Safeway just a few blocks to the west, and there's a lot of different restaurants right along Chandler Boulevard. Good schools in the neighborhood. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to this property. It's available, and if you're interested, you know what to do. Hit me up, get at me. You got all of the info, all of my info is in the description below as always. And actually drop your comments and let me know what you think about this home, because this is more like that traditional Ahwatukee style home that you're gonna see. You're gonna have the stucco exterior of the home. You're gonna have the reddish pink tiles on the roof. Now this area right here looks like there's enough to get an RV gate through here. Now obviously it is an HOA community, so you would need to get approval on that. So I'm not telling you you can do that. You'd have to find out from the HOA. And usually, you know, when you give them your design, a lot of them will work with you. So, but other than that, guys, I think it's a really good home right here in a great area. Let me drive you around the block so we can get an idea of what it's looking like. Let's go. Okay guys, here we are at our final listing of the day. So what we have behind us today is a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3,400 square foot home here in a fantastic part of the Ahwatukee Foothills. This one is in the Club West subdivision. So there's actually a golf course right behind this home right here. Now this home is listed at $950,000. It's recently gone through remodeling, so new flooring, new AC, new bathrooms, update to the pool in the back. Now this one's all been updated in 2022, so freshly remodeled here. Beautiful home in a great area, mountain views. Now the home was built in 1996. Now the HOA is about 225 semi-annually, which is really good for a beautiful home in a beautiful community. It's really quiet, it's really peaceful out here. So let me spin around and you can see now behind me directly, you're going to see views of the fantastic South Mountain Preserve right behind us. So you're getting mountain views in this area, golf course right behind your home. So this is a great area. Let me drive you around the neighborhood so you can get an idea of what it looks like. Let's go. Okay guys, let's recap what we saw today. Currently, I am sitting in Desert Foothills Park. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here. You can see behind me, look at the skies, that they're overcast skies, just great weather. We're in August still. We're still in the heat of the summer, but this morning was a really beautiful morning. So let's jump right into it. Let's recap what we saw today. So the first home we saw today was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home built in 1994. Now that home was selling for $475,000. Now that price point is pretty much the entry level price point into these Ahwatukee Foothills area. So if you're expecting to buy something on the lower end, you probably can expect to pay somewhere right around that 450 plus mark just to get into the neighborhood. Now I think that's a fantastic starting point to get into the community. A couple of good things about that home that we saw today. One, in my opinion, I think it's a really good thing that it backs to the mountain. So back to that little mountain right there. And as I mentioned, as we were taking that little tour, is that the house faces east. So in the morning, you're gonna get the sunrise from the east, and then at the end of the day, when it's hot as heck out here in Phoenix, that western sun just will beat down on homes. You're not going to have that there because you have that shield, you have that mountain just protecting that home. So I think that's going to go a long way with efficiency for your home as far as your air conditioning, the cooling and the heating of your home. I think that's going to be something that's going to be right on point. Now the HOA was 205 semi-annually, and that's kind of common in the area. Now the lot size was a lot smaller than, you know, some of the more typical lot sizes that you'll see here. It's right around 4,500 square feet. So What does that essentially mean? That it means that you don't have a lot of front yard space or backyard space, as that was a single level home, so it's going to take up the majority of the lot. However, on the flip side, what that means is that the maintenance level should be a lot lower. Okay, house number 2 was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, right around 1,900 square foot home. That one was listed just under $530, so you're moving up in price scale on that home, but that home had a larger lot size. It's sitting on a 5,600 square foot, so 5,663 to be exact. It was in a pretty decent area of the Ahwatukee area. I believe the first home was in more of a quieter, private, more serene type of setting, where that second home was in an area where you're closer to shopping and dining. So if that's something that interests you, that one would be probably a good fit. So that home was built in 1990, and the HOA is $60 quarterly there. So that breaks down to right around $20 per month for HOA. I think that's pretty solid right there. It was a corner of the lot. I think they had enough room to put an RV gate in there. Now you got to get those RV gates approved through the HOA. But again, I believe that particular home was a nice fit if you need more parking, you need more space, you have some more on the side of your home right there. I think that could be a good fit in a good location. So that one was pretty solid. So that last home we saw was listed at $950,000. It was in a great portion of Ahwatukee, pretty much the western edge of Ahwatukee. Now you can go a little further west, but that's more of a private, quiet, serene location of the Ahwatukee Foothills. There's a lot of mountain views. It's backed up to a golf course. Now I think there might be some issues with that golf course right now. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper to find out what's going on with the Club West golf course. Stay tuned. I'll update you guys all on that. But that was in a fantastic neighborhood. The homes were pretty good size. Now that particular home was a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, close to 3,400 square feet. So it's a really large home. Again, it was listed for $950. The lot size was really good size. So the lot size was 8,621 square feet. So it's a good sized lot size. And again, it backed to that golf course. So I think it's in a great portion of the community. You only have the neighbors to the left and to the right, so you don't have anyone behind you. HOA was sitting right around $225 semi-annually. Now that one had been recently updated, so that one was recently remodeled this year. So what that tells me is that somebody may have purchased a home, remodeled it, and then put it back on the market. So it could be a flip. We can dive deeper on the ownership of the property to see how long that owner has owned the property. So the school districts are really good in the area. It's in a really fantastic area. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the annual taxes are going to be a lot higher on that property. Now, again, annual taxes are going to be assessed on the property value. It really doesn't have to do anything with the location or the lot size. It really just depicts on what the cost of that home is. So last year's annual taxes were right around $4,366. So that's still reasonable especially if you're coming from an area where the taxes are a lot higher. So a lot of times what happens with those taxes is they get wrapped into your monthly payment if you're financing the home. So it goes right into the escrow account, and then it gets paid at a semi-annual or an annual rate. Really just depends on the particular location. So anyways, that home was fantastic. I thought it was beautiful. Drop down what you thought, your responses in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about the 3 homes that we saw today, and let me know if one of those homes would be interesting to you. If you were a buyer and if you were looking in the Ahwatukee Foothills area, would you purchase one of those homes? Or would you rather see something that was a little bit more modern, contemporary, or just a different style of construction altogether? Because as you can see in the Ahwatukee area, pretty much all of the homes are going to be that one style of home. It's going to be that stucco exterior with the red clay roof tile. So that's kind of common in the area, but some HOAs will allow you to maybe change out the garage or change out the front door just to kind of put a different spin on it and make your home stand out from the rest of the homes. But either way, the homes are amazing. The community is amazing. I really do love Ahwatukee. Now, what are some things that people do in Ahwatukee? People love the outdoors in Ahwatukee. So you have access to the South Mountain Preserve. So as you can see, as we're driving through in some of the aerial shots that we did today, that there's a lot of mountainous areas. There's a lot of trails. You can go hiking, you can go biking on those trails. A lot of people like to walk the communities, walk with their families, walk with their pets. You see that a lot out there. And then there's golfing in the area. Now, you're not terribly far from any type of shopping. If you're in the eastern portion of Ahwatukee, you have access to all of the shopping, you have access to all of the dining, the movie theaters. I mean, you have so much. If you're in the central location or in the western portion of Ahwatukee, you have access to all of the essentials, your groceries, those type of things. And then there are some restaurants that are scattered around those areas as well. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this tour today. I really hope you did enjoy it. And if you did and you found some value, hit that like button. I really would appreciate it. It really helps me out as far as the YouTube algorithm. It really makes a difference in getting this video in front of other people that are looking for similar content. Obviously, man, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys have an amazing day.